What's good, YouTube? It's your boy BryTheKidd, aka Bry. I'm just gonna show y'all the best point guard build in the NBA 2K20 demo. Now, this could translate to the game as far as like how blow-bys work, for example. Maybe they'll tweak badges, but I experienced the most success with this build. It's pretty simple. So, like the way that they did it in this 2K, they kind of nerfed, like, how do I say it? If you go for like more of like a pure archetype, so the pie chart I found that was the most balanced and that you could do the most with was the playmaker, for example. Neen was telling me that the pure lock, what turned out to be like a two-way finisher, was the best example. And when we looked at center, the bottom one at the bottom is defensive and rebounding. It had like a 95 block, good, like an 81 speed, and 95 in offensive and defensive rebounding. Now, I think that that's pretty good, and the way that it looks is like if you go for more of one, it spreads out. So, for example, I'm gonna pick mostly playmaking. So as you can see, I got a 95 pass accuracy, 95 ball handle. My speed's also a 95, which you can't see right now. Post moves, we're not really worried about all that. But defense is actually decent too. So we get mid-70s defense. We have a 75 steal. Our defensive rebounding even goes up if we were to want to make like a rebounding guard. But the one thing that's big is a 75 three-point shot. And this is by default. This is actually going to go up to a 78 when we minimize our wingspan. Dribbling is very, very, like, it's tricky, but we also are using like default animations. And if you go to 2KU, you can only use D'Angelo Russell or Steph Curry. And so like we can't really change much except for our jump shot. And if we don't have quick draw on, it's like shooting load ups every time. So it's pretty simple, but as you can see, like this is like the best all-around build. He's got a little bit of everything. So we go ahead and click it here. You see our speed's at 95 off rip. So we're gonna pick the top one because we like agility. There's no point in having strength on a point guard, and vertical doesn't really matter that much either. But you see speed and acceleration are 95, so that's gonna be huge when we make our player. So let's go through here. So far I'm liking the demo. You know what I'm saying? Like it's I don't think it's gonna last us 2.5 weeks. But I mean, it's something to do, so I'm definitely gonna be labbing. So I'm not gonna put anything in a standing dunk or post hook, just because I feel like we don't need it. 11 upgrades towards badges I think is enough, because I'm only gonna have a couple. There's really only a couple badges that you really need for driving. So we're gonna max out our mid range. We're gonna max out our three-pointer. So that's a 75 right now, but it's gonna go up. We're gonna max out our free throw, and we'll put our post paid like half. Like say 55, so we get 13 shooting upgrades. So that's gonna be decent, because that means we can get gold, limitless, or extended range, as they like to call it, I guess. Okay, so we're gonna max out our ball handling. All right, so let me take these down a couple notches. Close shot, I can leave that at like 80 and I'll be fine. 80, yeah, I can leave that at like 80 and I'll be fine. I'm not gonna touch any of that. But the most important thing here is to bump up your defense. So we're gonna max out our interior, max out our perimeter, max out our lateral quickness, and our speed as far as we can go. Okay, so that maxes. All right, cool. We still got 23, so we're gonna put that into like block, I guess. Here, let me take down. Okay, so we got 6, so that's basically good enough for 2 gold badges in defense. So that's what I wanted. So, let's put that down a little bit. I'm trying to get it so I can get, because in my opinion, I think in this game the badges are gonna matter more than attributes. So if I have a 75, which will be a 78 three-pointer, I don't think that I'm gonna need an 80, 88 or 80 whatever three-pointer just to you know what I'm saying, upgrade my player. So I think that the badges are gonna be the most important as they have been in previous 2Ks. I mean, last year you had locks with 55 and 54 3-pointers pulling up in transition with a hot, and all they had was a hot spot and corner specialist on bronze or silver. I mean, you really don't need ratings that much, in my opinion. So we gotta bump this up. I'm gonna take free throw down a couple because I want to get at least 11 driving badges, so it's balanced, right? So free throw can go to an 80 actually, so we're fine with that. All right, and then we got 11. So let's move forward here. For body shape, I don't think, yeah, it doesn't, as I can see, it doesn't affect. But we're gonna go slight because we want to be quick. For height, we're actually gonna go 6'5", because if you see at 6'4", you don't lose really anything. You actually gain a lot. So you gain +8 in interior defense, +10 in block, which as if you were 6'4" or 6'3", at 6'3" you wouldn't get anything. If you were 6'4", you'd only get 6. At 6'5", you get 10, and you don't lose any ball control or ball handle. Speed stays the exact same. If we were to go higher like 6'6", then you start to lose attributes, but I think -1 on mid-range doesn't really matter. -2 on driving layup doesn't really matter. Now, with that being said, we're going to go through here, and I found the perfect height was 190 because you, regardless if you go lower, you lose -1 in interior defense, which is fine, but you get +1 in lateral quickness, and that's going to be key for guarding ball. This is a perfect build for anybody who wants to play Pro-Am, Park, Walk-On, Rec Center, you name it. You could be all around. Personally, I'm going to be guarding sharps or secondary ball handlers in Pro-Am, so that's why I wanted to make sure that I had enough badges on defense to be successful on the court. So we're going to go through here. We're going to minimize our wingspan, and that's when you see mid-range jumps up +3, three-pointer jumps up +3, even our post moves go up. Steal and block goes down a little bit, but honestly, I'm not going to be reaching that much. Reaching is kind of clunky right now. You can't really lurk lanes like you could in 2K19. Like I said, it's just adjustments. Like I said, this is a demo, and they've even said that they've tweaked the game even more since the demo build was even put out. So, let's go ahead and move on here. I'm going to pick the playmaking takeover. I noticed that I catch a lot of ankle breakers. I tried shot creator, but it wasn't really doing anything for me. Like I said, you could shift pretty well, especially with these badges we're gonna take. So we're gonna go ahead and keep going here. So yeah, like I said, this is probably the most overall build. You see, we got Derrick Rose, John Wall, and Dame, as those are pretty good guards, pretty good all-around guards that it's got us created after. So we're gonna go ahead here. We're gonna move through. Okay, so I personally, when I first did, I put it to a 90, right? So at a 90, you pretty much have everything. I mean, you don't really gain much going from here to like what, 90, whatever. So so this is what it looks like when it maxes out. But in all likeliness, we're probably not going to get 99 off the bat. Probably not for a couple weeks. I'm hearing that it is pretty easy. I heard that if you go on streaks in the park, you can actually get like 96 in a day. So you will be seeing me in the park. So we're gonna go like 92, 90 ball control. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna go 95. So we're gonna go through with 95, and here we go with our badges. Okay, so I found that the as I was playing, I was hitting a lot in the paint, and here's why. I put contact finisher on gold, put giant slayer on gold. Because I play Pro-Am, I put this on silver, just because it affects your team's takeover, which I think is important when you make highlight plays. So we put relentless finisher, and that was it. That's basically it for driving badges. But these 3 badges right here are key. Basically, I haven't caught a contact dunk yet. Like I said, no animations. We're all using defaults. The only thing you can change is your jumper. So we're gonna go ahead with that. Let's go ahead and max this out. So I put clamps on gold, and where's it at? Interceptor on gold. And like, here's why. Like I said, I'm gonna be at the hash. I'm gonna be guarding secondary ball handlers. I'm gonna be guarding you know what I'm saying, like sharps and sharp first playmakers and shot creators in Pro-Am. Like I said, I mainly play Pro-Am. This could differ. You could use these 6 badges on anything, but if you're gonna play like on the 2s court, for example, you're probably not gonna have a lock as your partner, right? So I think clamps and interceptor on gold is like the perfect 2 badges that are out of anyone that is here. Interceptor obviously for staying in the lanes, and Clamps for just playing straight up defense. Clamps is basically a defensive stopper. Interceptor's a returning badge from like I think it was 2K16 that had it. So really excited about that. We're gonna go ahead and confirm. Now for shooting, right off the bat, Rage Extender, gold. I mean, that's a no-brainer. You want to be able to shoot from deep. That's all there is to it. I put my Deadeye on gold as well. Quick Draw, I put it on gold. And then these last two, I used on Hot Start and Clutch Shooter. Okay, so everything else here is kind of optional. I'm saying I wanted a fast release, especially for the prelude, because when I tell you these jumpers are dirt slow, they are dirt slow. I'm serious. So I'm going to go ahead and confirm. Now for playmaking badges, this one it gets tricky. So right off the bat, Ankle Breaker Hall of Fame. Dimer, I'm going to go to gold. I might put it down to silver depending. Honestly, I think Dimer's kind of an overrated badge. I mean, you can hit some cracks sometimes, but I think that's more 2K than it is the actual badge itself. So I'm going to put Lob City Passer Hall of Fame. Like I said, in the park, you're not going to be throwing a lot of lobs. Now in Pro-Am, that's totally different. It's way more lobs than it is in the park. So I'm going to put handles for days, Hall of Fame. Tight handles, I'm going to go up to gold. And unpluckable Hall of Fame, easy. That's not even a question. Downhill, I put Hall of Fame. I noticed, like I said, I'm going to be guarding hash, so it'd be easier for me to leak out off of boards. And actually, I noticed that like it's basically one-man fast break. And yeah, I'm a playmaker, but I'm fast. But you get an insane speed boost when coming up the court with this badge. Whoops, my bad. So I'm gonna quick first step Hall of Fame. That's basically blow by city right there. And I think that I'm basically done with this. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna bump Dimer down. Wait. I'm gonna bump Lob City down one, and I'm gonna get Floor General because it says it boosts offensive attributes. I think this is basically Pick and Roll Maestro from 2K19 and previous 2Ks, and that's about it. I mean, this is the most OP build by far. If you want to get your jump shot in the prelude, you just click triangle. I tried out a couple. I think I'm gonna go with Dame's Jumper. I just know it well. Curry is very slow. There's no other ones in here that I would really use. I'm gonna try Mellow. I think Mellow is a clean jumper actually. So it's gonna be on quick, and yeah. So basically, that's it for the most overpowered build. Shout out to BP. He actually, me and him he was streaming, and I was doing the same thing. I actually made a 6'4" originally, and I ended up getting rid of that player because BP explained that you don't really lose anything from 6'5", and as we know in 2K, height is very important. So drop a like on this video. You know, hit the bell because, like I said, we're gonna be doing a lot of videos over these next couple weeks, and most importantly, over like the next year. I'm gonna be really on my YouTube grind. If it works out, it does. If it doesn't, it doesn't. So, but definitely make sure to follow me on Twitch because I streamed basically the first couple hours of the prelude, like my raw thoughts. I couldn't do a lot, and I learned a lot more since. I actually just woke up from like a little 30-minute cat nap because I haven't been up at 8. I'm on the West Coast. I haven't been up at 8 a.m. since June for school. So, yeah. So we're gonna be doing a lot of grind. Follow me on Twitter, BryTheKidd with 2 D's. Twitch, BryTheKidd with 2 D's. Instagram, BryTheKidd with 2 I's. And yeah, thanks for watching the video. I'll chat y'all boys later. Adios.